Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here on YOUCANIC, we have a 2011 Cadillac STS, and on this Cadillac STS, we're going to go over how you would replace door lock cylinder and this door handle, as well as the door lock actuator. So, using a flat screwdriver or a pick tool, you can be able to pop this cover and remove it, and then with the Phillips, we can undo that screw. And then you're going to see right here is your handle to pull the door closed. But we just need to pull this little cover up, and then as we pull it up, there are two Phillips screws inside here that we need to undo. So with those screws undone here, this screw undone here, now we'll take our tool and just be able to get in there, a screwdriver, and you're going to pop all the push pins. These push pins are pretty tough initially, and so you just work your way around. We'll make sure we get all those push pins, and once they're done, then you'll be able to pick the door up. There. So we're able to prop the door up, pull it away a little bit. We'll need to disconnect the door handle here, and this you're just gonna pop. We got some needle nose pliers to be able to press this clip together. Okay. So we got that undone. Now we can pull the whole door panel away from the vehicle. So these just have a push pin, and if you take some pliers, you can push the two tabs and pull it away, and we do that on all three of them. It's holding this on. And then with those three, then we can just let this hang out down here and keep that out of the way. Now we'll need to go around and pull this cover away. It's going to have some stickiness holding it on, but we're going to go in and do our best to remove it without messing up the complete stickiness, that it will still stick when we put it back. That removed and set to the side at the moment. Now we need to undo the two bolts that hold the glass in place. We'll just undo this speaker. And so with the speaker undone, we have access to this one down here that we can undo. That would be a number 10. With those two bolts loosened, now pull up on the glass and the clamps will loosen up, and now we can remove the glass. You may want to remove this window stripping, weather stripping. It's on the inside. Give you some more access, and then you can remove your piece of glass to be able to do some more work. And those are a 7mm. And set that aside. It was stuck with the glue that was holding it on, and then there's one clip down there we've got to find. So now we can remove this number 10 bolt and this. And this bolt here, we're just going to loosen a little bit, because you see we can just slide it up to get it out. Same with this bolt over here, and we remove this one completely. So with all those removed, now we'll be able to do it. We also want to undo this electrical connector, and that's just by pressing the clamp that way and then being able to pull that completely off. And now we have removed the whole window regulator assembly for replacement. Now to remove this, you're going to need to pop a cover here. There's a T25 in there that we're going to undo. But also to get this handle off, you're going to want to be able to have this inner door panel removed to be able to reach in there and move a piece to be able to get the handle to come free. So first let's start with taking out this T25 bolt that's inside here by popping this cover, and then taking our T25 Okay, so you've got to completely remove it. It either falls down or you do your best to pull it out here. But being we have the door panel off, it's not a big deal because we're just going to fetch it out of the bottom there. Now, if you pull this handle, you'll be able to remove this cover plate. The door lock cylinder actually stays in there because that comes with the whole backing that we got to take off. Now, here's where it gets a little, a lot of times you can just pull these back and pull the handle off, but when I tried to do that, the actual lever that when you pull here, it gets caught up on it. So what you need to do, so hopefully you're going to see as you're pulling this handle, you see there's this little it's moving right up there. So if you hold it a little bit in the open position, you'll be able to pull the handle, the outside handle, toward you, and that way you get it past the little safety lock right there. And now we'll be able to remove the handle from the outside. We also have an electrical connector we want to undo from inside here so that we can completely remove the handle. So press the tab on the bottom here. There, and now we've got that electrical connector undone. So with that electrical connector undone and us being able to get that latch undone there, we can now pull this out at the angle, and we're going to feed the electrical connector through there, and we'll remove this. Now we'll need to loosen this bolt and be able to slide this whole mechanism to the left to get it to come undone. And then we can also remove the door lock actuator portion at the same time. So this is just a T25. We don't need to remove this completely. You just need to loosen it enough that we can get this to slide, and we'll take these this plastic cover off over here. Press this the door lock cylinder in, and then be able to pull and remove that. And so now we'll just let that hang in there, because we're going to go ahead and undo the door lock actuator portion. So we've got two T30s right here to remove. So with those removed, now the whole unit will fall down, but we have some electric connectors to undo back here. So we've pressed the clip through to be able to gain better access to this electrical connector back here to undo it, because we need to undo that one. And there's one more, this little one we're going to want to undo, that connects to the actual door handle. We'll see if we can get that to come out. You also want to just push these tabs down. You can do it from the outside with the screwdriver, and then that way we can remove this cable portion. And we have, this is the interior side of that, of what holds the exterior handle on. And now we have the actual door lock actuator. Now this, we're just going to pull the clip down, that purple clip. And as you pull it down, it completely unreleases the whole unit. And so that's how you remove your door lock actuator for replacement. And we're going to go and put a good used door lock actuator back in. Say what happens with your door lock actuator when it goes bad is it won't unlock when you hit the power button, or on the buttons on your key fob, or sometimes your car won't lock correctly because the electrical components in here have gone bad. And so we've gone over the process of removal, and now we're going to go back and we're going to put it back in. And so to install, we'll want to make sure that we do hook this electrical connector back up, but we can put this into place with lining the we've got the door lock actuator unit to line up here and put our two T30 bolts in. And now back in here, we're going to want to make sure that we hook our electrical connector back up. And this we just place on it. And then as you push that clamp down, which is that purple clip, it'll lock that into place. This connector is for the actual exterior door handle. And then we'll put this connector back into there, and that's for your interior door handle. And so that's how you replace your door lock actuator. And now we're going to go to be able to replace the inner portion of the door handle and then the exterior door handle. So when these two come undone, because this is kind of a threaded piece here, you want to have made a mark before it comes undone with that orange clip. so that you can put it back in the same, so that when you pull the handle that it will actually unlock the door. Do some visuals from the outside, and see we've got this lined up where it needs to be. This we just press through, and now we tighten this T25. Okay, we have that T25 tightened. Let's go make sure that we have the connector that goes from when you unlock the door, connects down to the door lock actuator component. And then we will install the handle and all that out here. So back in here we have, this is the cable that comes from the top, and this is from that exterior door handle to open it. I've made a mark there so that we can line it up the best it was before. And then this just clamps around there, and that's what, when you open up your handle on the outside, that's what will activate the door lock to unlock. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to want to put these electrical connectors back together. We lock them into place. Now you're going to want to make sure you've got this electric line. We want to make sure it runs on the back side of where the window would go down, so that we clear the window when we put that back in. And we just press that into place to lock it in the place there. And then this electrical connector will hook up for the exterior door handle portion. So you can take your exterior door handle, I'm going to run our connector in here, and then we can connect this. We'll slide that on there to keep that up into place so that it doesn't interfere with the window as it goes up and down. And now we'll do the other components we need to outside on installing the rest of that. So we have this little rubber grommet. We have the little front tab here that we want to install, and then there's the little pins here we want to put it over. Okay. Now we'll want to put this one on here too. Same way, we push it to the front and we install this over these pins, and that holds it into place there. We also just hold it in there as well as we can. So if you take your hand and that little pin that's on the inside, just press it a little bit forward to keep the door handle closed there. Get that lined up, and then just pull it to the front, and it locks that into place. Situate this if it came undone, and get that to sit in there well. And now we can put this little cover piece on, and this, you just pull the handle out a little bit, you're able to slide that in. Then we got a T20 right in here that we got to line up and put in there. So you line it up and get it to tighten up, and then we've got our exterior handle tightened here, and now we'll put the you put the cap on, and that's how you would install your exterior door handle, door lock actuator. So we're going to work this side in first. And once you get it in there, you can get it over, and we have that one bolt that you leave in a little bit to hang it on over here. And then we'll do the same with folding this in, and then we can put this one bolt to hang and slide down and hold it into place. And then we'll start these bolts, and then we'll tighten them all in place. Now these are all size 10, with 5 bolts completely that hold it all together. That one there, we got this one here. Be able to drop it down, and then we'll get it into the groove and channel. And see, we got the back one has gone into the clamp, this one hasn't, so we need to raise it up, move the clamp over, and be able to get that to line up and install. And now we'll tighten the 2 bolts, one over here and one over here. All right, so with those tight, now we can go ahead and put the speaker housing back on, since we took that off to be able to gain access to that bolt. And then once we got the speaker housing on, then we can put the speaker on. And you're going to line it up. We've got a tab here that will line up right there. Make sure the speaker's on in the right direction. Okay, those are all good and snug. We'll connect that electrical connector. Snap that into place. And then we're going to want to make sure that that's clipped into there. Run the wire for the door, inside door handle through the hole there. Line this up the best you can to where it previously was. And then while we're at it, we'll take this unit here, get it up into place, and you just snap that on to those clips and press it into place. Run this cable right down through there and situate it like that. And so that's how you put your window on and all the components that hold it in. and then you just press the clip in there. And now we're going to line up the plastic pin on. Well, first you want to put the top edge into the weather stripping. Just like that. And we make sure that that pin is lined up. Just one of the pins wasn't lining up over here. Now it's all lined up, and as we press all the way around, snap all those pins into place, and as we do that, if it's all lined up properly, our electric should be lined up. Okay, so I'm just testing the plug here, and we can see that the electric is connected. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to unlock or lock our car. So that's all. We're all good there. Now we can put the small screw that goes in here, and there's 2 screws that go right in here. So this top one is just a Phillips number 2. And then we have this little plastic cover that you're going to put in, and you line it up and snap that into place. And then we have 2 big long Phillips number 3 core screws that are going to go right in there. And then once you've put these 2 screws in and tightened it, then you can just push this. There's a little flap that you'll push down and it'll cover those up. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.